I want to talk to you about something I found on Twitter, but then I went to the New York Post and verified the story. The story is true. It is real. It is the final moments of an ODing patient discharged by a doctor who said he was playing possum, seen in disturbing body cam footage. I want to play the footage for you and then talk about it.
And then he refused to leave. He was pleasant, he was conversant the entire time until right when his discharge arrived.
Jean-Michel DesCAMPS, seen here, is that patient.
He's been evaluated medically, there's no medical problems for him. This is a chronic problem. He's not thriving chronically, but there's no medical reason for him to be here anymore.
Hospital staff heard on this body-worn camera video telling officers that the state DesCAMPS is in is all behavioral. Officers consider what to do and determine the jail won't take him. They plan to transport him to a shelter, moving him from the bed into handcuffs and into a wheelchair.
Let's just wheel him over by the car.
To the car?
Yeah, to my rig.
Okay.
Then I'll transport him out.
Then the officer wearing the body camera goes back inside the hospital to pick up DesCAMP's discharge paperwork, capturing this interaction.
Why is he being released?
He's doing it electively. He walked in here. He walked up. He had.
Okay, we're gonna walk him to the front because we have no place to take him.
Bus station is fine.
We had him set up with a shelter, a cab to take him to the shelter, and he didn't want to leave. He wanted to stay here all night, and so that's how that went for him.
It's not really a medical problem. It's malingering.
It's not really a police problem. Yeah, it's not a police problem either. No, it's not.
It's a community problem.
Leaving the hospital, Milwaukee police placed the 26-year-old on a peace officer hold.
Hey, Gene. Gene. Yep, I got it. Okay. He doesn't look good to me.
The officers decide to take DesCAMPS to Unity Center for Behavioral Health in Portland, about a 15-minute drive. But as they arrive, they find him unresponsive.
I got one.
Got one?
I think so, yeah.
Police pull him out of the car and begin CPR. Someone calls 911. Within 5 minutes, first responders arrive on scene.
They refused care.
More than 20 minutes later,
Time of death on this is going to be 11:31 p.m.
Jean-Michel DesCAMPS passes away. Milwaukee officers can be heard expressing their anger at this chain of events and with the hospital.
Supervisor's like, take him back in the hospital, and they refused him. So they were like, you're going to just drop him off at a bus stop, let him freeze tonight. I mean, he's not verbal, he's not talking, he's got involuntary drool. And they're like, nope, there's nothing wrong with him. It just pisses me off. That guy does not need...
And that's the video. The cop at the end said that guy does not need to be dead right now. So the hospital said that Jean DesCAMPS was faking his illness, when clearly he was not. He apparently had overdosed on drugs, and he wanted to stay at the hospital, and they could have helped him, but they didn't. And it looks like he was in the emergency room. And when they took him out of the hospital, put him in their car, they noticed that he was in bad shape. And so they were on their way to another hospital when he died. This shows a theory I have about doctors and nurses. I believe that many of them are psychopaths or sociopaths, whichever. Some of the most heartless people I've ever been in contact with have been doctors and nurses. You could see this cop right here is very uncomfortable. He doesn't like this. He knows something is wrong, but he can't do anything about it. And the hospital gave some stock answer as to why this happened, and they're conducting an internal review of the incident. And here's one of their stock responses. We recognize we have a lot of work to do in building better relationships with our first responders, especially the officers in the Milwaukee Police Department. I mean, come on. They don't even care. They don't even care. But I'm curious, though, what led up to this? As in, what choices did this patient make in order to get himself into that position? Obviously, there were a lot of bad choices. And did he get help along the way and he just kind of shirked it off and decided he just wanted to take drugs? A lot of people don't care about addicts. They think, well, they deserve it or they did it to themselves. So what did this guy, Jean DesCamps, do to put himself in this situation? You know, because nobody really cares. You have to care for yourself. You have to care about yourself. You have to care enough to be strong in this world. Because this is a heartless, uncaring, unforgiving, terrible world we live in. And so don't be like this guy. Just don't. Do whatever it takes to be strong and healthy. Don't wind up like him. I feel bad for this guy. I feel bad that nobody cared for him at the hospital. Anyway, that's all I got. All right, bye.